Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mara. If this is your first time here, before we step into the juicy Q&A that I have for you, I'm gonna do a quick little get ready with me makeup routine. It's super simple. I'm starting off with this CC cream by It Cosmetics, and I love this stuff. It's super easy to apply with your fingers. I have used beauty blenders in the past. I've used brushes in the past, but honestly, the easiest way for me to get it done the quickest is using my fingers, and it seems to work fine for me. I have these weird, discoloration circles around my eyes, so this actually helps cover it up pretty well. I know it seems like I'm being really rough with my face, but I promise you I'm really not. So once I'm finished with my foundation, I'm gonna move on to my eyebrows. I use the Anastasia brow pencil. It's like the thicker pencil. I don't know exactly what it's called. And I use it in the color medium brown, and it's really nice to just be able to fill in the sparse areas of my brows. Guys, I'm telling you, this makeup routine of mine is so simple and so quick. We only have like 2 or 3 more steps left, but brows are really important. And then I'll use the spoolie at the end of this pencil just to brush everything out and make sure everything is blended and not too defined. Next, I'll take my It Cosmetics angled brush with this Hoola bronzer that is very, very worn out, and I probably need to get a new one soon, but I love this stuff. Obviously, I'm no makeup guru. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just blend until it doesn't look awful. But I really like the look of bronzer, especially in the winter, because it just helps warm up the face. After that, I'll go in with this Hoola blush. I love blush so much. It just helps make everything look put together, and it makes you look like you're alive. But this one in particular isn't special to me. I actually want to look more into a more peach tone, a deeper tone blush. But for now, this works just fine. And I'm not sure if you noticed throughout this video at all, my lips are so chapped during this winter, and I just need something to help keep them moisturized before I put any lip color on. But I'll follow that up with the Smashbox liquid lipstick in Stepping Out. This product is, I guess, my holy grail product, whatever that means. It's something that I've been using for so long now. Every time I have someone asking me what color is on my lips, it's always this one. Honestly, I don't like this angle. It's very high up. Let me try to lower this. Okay, I should have actually done the video this angle the whole time because I did not like that angle where it was like really high up. But now we're gonna go into the Q&A. I got so many questions from you guys on Instagram, so thank you so much for those of you who did ask me questions. I answered a lot of them, like the more easy questions to answer, over Instagram on my story. So go ahead and follow me at my handle right here. I'm gonna get through as many as I can without making this video too long. The first question I'm gonna start off with is, how's YouTubing / working for yourself going? So far, it's going really well. I obviously enjoy it a lot, and it allows me to focus on a lot of things that I wasn't able to focus on before in the corporate world. So I actually have a video of me talking about how I quit my job. If you haven't checked that out yet, it'll be in the description down below. For those of you who don't know, I own an earring business called Marah Clay. The best way that you can check it out would be on my Instagram. I also do YouTube on the side. Sometimes it's hard committing to post every Thursday. Like, that's what I'm committing myself to doing this year. And it can be hard, honestly, to come out with a new video or come out with new content every week. So planning is gonna be something that I need to really focus on this year if I want to grow my channel and also grow my business as well. Owning your own business, starting up a new company there's a lot of hills and valleys. Having resilience whenever you're in the lows or in the valleys, and it's not always going to be amazing and feel like you're on top of the world. What was your biggest fear getting into marriage? Biggest fear? Honestly, I really didn't have many fears going into marriage. I was just really excited about it. We did premarital counseling, which really helped us. It really supplemented what we were already doing, asking hard questions, reading books. I knew that marriage was a commitment. And I know that commitments aren't always easy. And so I think just knowing that ahead of time really helped ease the blow of whatever dramatic changes would happen in marriage. I was obviously really excited to live with Alec. I was excited to be his wife, be one with him, do every day together, all that. Okay, so I actually thought of a practical fear that I had, I suppose, when I was engaged. The problem at face value was only like 2 weeks before we got married, Alec did not have a job lined up because he had just graduated from college, and I was really nervous about that. But we prayed a lot, and we really trusted in the Lord that he would provide a job for Alec, because Alec was doing interviews, and he actually got a job, I think, like a week before we got married. So it totally took the stress away from us having to worry about that after we got married and going into the honeymoon and all that. So that was really wonderful. But I think an overall fear I had was disagreements about how we're going to handle money, because we really hadn't handled money together. So I think that was my biggest fear, but it turns out we actually handle money very similarly, and it's really easy for us to have like understanding on why someone wants to buy something. Or it's also really cool because I've seen myself like soften towards Alex's reasoning as to why we shouldn't buy something at this moment or we should wait. So I think it's been really nice, that transition so far. The next thing that someone said was, I admire your strong faith and was wondering if you ever struggled with your beliefs. Thank you. When people describe my faith in God as like strong faith, I kind of feel weird about that, because it's like I don't feel like my faith is as strong as it could be. I try to make sure that I don't over post or over explain something that makes it seem like I'm holier than thou, you know? It encourages me that you guys see my faith through my social media and what I do for work and all that. So I would say that I haven't fully really struggled with my faith, as in, do I believe God is not who he says he is? I have grown weary in the past, even in this past year, of feeling like, where is he? I think that's a part of your walk with God that you experience with him only to grow closer to him. Of course, there are people that fall away from the faith and decide that they no longer want to live for God, they want to live for themselves. And I don't think I've ever felt that way. But of course, I've grown weary and I've grown tired of like this walk that can be burdensome. But I realize that's when I put all the weight and the pressure on myself to accomplish things, when really all I need to do is rely on the strength that Christ gives me. Which sounds so lofty, but it's the truth. I think what I've learned in my Christian walk is the more that you learn how to trust in God, the more that you lean on him, the less you have to do. Actually, I have a really good quote here, and it's from Jesus' Calling. So it says, how much better is it to walk close to me, depending on my strength and trusting me in every situation. If you live in this way, you will do less but accomplish far more. Your unhurried pace of living will stand out in this rush-crazed age. Some people may deem you lazy, but many more will be blessed by your peacefulness. Walk in the light with me and you will reflect me to the watching world, which I guess this author is writing this as if she is in the point of view of Jesus or God. That was kind of a long answer, but I do know that as a Christian, your walk and your like closeness to God can ebb and flow in seasons, and I think that's okay. What are some of your favorite fashion staples? Ooh, fashion staples. I'm actually not even sure what my style is at the moment, so I can't really tell you what my fashion staples are. I think some really great fashion staples would be my marah clay earrings. So instead, I think what I'm going to show you is my earring staples. Marah clay archy earrings in the color Nala. And these are just great. I think everyone should have a pair of these because they're just so awesome and basic, and you can wear them with pretty much anything, and they're so cute and modern. Another variation of the arch, these are called the Esme earring, and it's in this really beautiful beige speckled color, and I just love how different they are. And then we got the Mabel earrings, which I'm obsessed with. They're a little bit bigger, but I have these in sage olive green and marah, which is like a really pretty terracotta color. I just thought I would remind you guys what I do and what kind of work I like to create. Favorite places to shop? I mean, I like to shop a lot of places. The 5 that come to mind would be Urban Outfitters, Free People, Madewell, ASOS, maybe ASOS. I don't really shop there much. What else? Nordstrom. I like Nordstrom. Oh, and thrifting. I like to shop like vintage and thrifting a lot, so. Where do you get your outfit inspirations? It's a good question. I really love Emma Chamberlain's style. I think she is super cute and just super herself, which is really attractive to me. I think it's just like on Instagram, I don't even realize who I'm following, but I just follow people who I like their style, and if I like what they wear, then I like somehow subconsciously manifest it in my own closet. I don't even know, like I don't specifically like pin things and screenshot things and say, okay, I'm going to replicate this outfit. Like I never do that. It's just I get inspired. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. How do you balance work at home and personal lifetime? I don't know, because I don't think I have that balance, honestly. Honestly, haven't had a very distinct, like, this is when I work versus this is when I have my personal time. I usually work throughout the day, which seems to work for me right now. I don't know what things will be like when, you know, life events occur. Yeah, I just don't really have an answer for that because I don't really balance things out. I prioritize my time with my husband. I make sure that my dogs are being taken care of. Time with God is definitely something that I think about throughout the day, and then work comes after that. And you know, honestly, time with God doesn't, I know this wasn't your question, but time with God, it doesn't always look the same every single day. So, and I think leads me to my next question, what does your quiet time with Jesus look like? Honestly, it's not the same every day. I feel like the cookie cutter answer would be, you know, I brew myself a cup of coffee and I sit in my living room with my favorite candle on and I have worship music on, and then I'm journal for the first 30 minutes and then I read. But that's just not how it is anymore, at least. It's very different. I definitely have quiet time with Jesus with my husband every single night now, which is really awesome. But I also want to make sure I have a designated time when it's just me and Jesus, and that looks different. It might be me just talking to him while I'm doing earrings. It might mean me journaling for 2 hours. It might mean me having worship music on the whole day. It might mean seeing a verse or a passage and just being compelled to read it and to meditate on it. Don't take this as advice, like this is how you should be spending time with Jesus, but I just wanted to let you guys know that it's okay if it doesn't look the same every single day, and it never will. Jesus does not withhold his love based on how much time you spend with him. I do believe that you get to experience more of the fullness of joy in his presence when you spend more time with him, which is the beautiful part and the reason why we do spend time with God. I'm getting a lot of marriage questions. What's the hardest thing about marriage? Honestly, I think Alec and I haven't really gotten to that point yet in our marriage where we're experiencing these hard things. There's definitely going to be hard things, but we're not experiencing them right now. And honestly, it's been wonderful and amazing. So when that happens, I'll definitely talk about it more with you guys. What was the most meaningful detail of your wedding? Meaningful detail. Oh my gosh, there were so many things about my wedding that I loved and that I'll cherish. But one thing that does come to mind is the rug that I'm currently sitting on. It's a vintage Persian rug. This is the rug that we got married on, that we said our vows to, and we kissed and we exchanged rings and all the things. And so that's really special that we get to have it in our living room. I think that's a really wonderful personal touch that you guys can steal if you want to. If it's not too personal, can you speak about if you saved sex for marriage? The short answer is yes. It wasn't easy. Again, we're human and we struggled, but we saved sex for marriage. Okay, what book/counseling best prepared you for marriage? Ooh, I have a bunch. Let me go look for them. So I have quite a few that I want to talk about really quickly. So the first book that we ever read together was this. It's called 101 Questions to Ask Before Getting Engaged. It has a really cheesy cover. It's kind of funny, and I'm pretty sure this was written in like the 90s or something, but it's basically a bunch of questions that they ask you and then like a meaning. So this one says, what was your last relationship like, and what are the 3 reasons you're confident that the relationship is over and that you can move forward? Like, that's so good to talk about with the person that you are considering marrying. And then you can write down your answer, and then we just like talked through with it. But then the bottom says, it's important that a person grieve over a broken relationship and be able to say goodbye. They need to be 100% certain it is over. If they are still thinking about the individual, it's not a good sign. If they just say, I know that it's over, don't accept that as a substitute for giving the reason. So it's like, you're addressing all the hard things, and they may not even be hard things, but it's just something that can help give you more assurance that this person is ready to step into a covenant with you, which I think is just wonderful. What do you wish you could say to your mother and father that you never said to them? Like, that's crazy. I love these questions. They're just so good. It was really awesome to hear his story, his heart, and vice versa, to be able to talk about those things with somebody and feel accepted. This looks awful because my first dog chewed up the cover of this, but it's called Building Foundations for a Godly Marriage, a Pre-Marriage Marriage Counseling Study Guide, which I love this book. It was part of our premarital counseling curriculum. And same thing, we read through each chapter, and each chapter is about a specific topic. This one is definitely good for those of you who want to found your relationship, found your marriage on Christ, on biblical principles. This is really great. And some of the foundations are gender roles, commitment, communication, conflict resolution, friends of the opposite sex. These are such great topics to talk about. And there's some about children, like raising godly children, finances, intimacy. Even if you don't go through marriage counseling, at the very least, you should go through something like this. When Sinners Say I Do is another really great book that we also read through during our premarital counseling. Are taxes difficult or frustrating as a self-employed? Yes. My CPA actually passed away recently, this past month, and it was really sad because I was friends with him for a few years. Tax season is coming up. Actually, it's happening right now, and I don't really know what I'm doing. I need to figure that out soon. So I'll let you know when I figure that out if it's easy or not. Favorite marriage devotional? I don't have one. We don't do one. We just read the word together and we pray. If anyone does have any suggestions down below that you can share, then please do that as well. So the last question is going to be, what were your physical boundaries while dating? So it's hard for me to answer this question because I don't want my answer to be anyone's end all be all answer. Like, I don't want anyone to watch this and be like, oh, then that's what I need to do. That's what I should do when I'm dating. Like, that's the boundary I should put in place, because everyone is different. Everyone has a different sexual boundary, I guess you could say. But I think, actually, fun fact, when Alec and I first decided to start dating, I told him that I wanted my next kiss to be my husband, which basically meant like I wanted my next kiss to be on my wedding day. I feel like that lasted for about 3 or 4 months, and then we kissed because we're weak and we're human, and we did it. But I don't feel bad about it because honestly, it was wonderful to be able to kiss him while we were dating and engaged. And I got to kiss him when he proposed to me, and it was wonderful. If you want to ask me a follow-up question, like why did you decide that, I can talk more about that in another video. It's more just something that I've experienced in my past that led me to that decision. But I do not regret us kissing after me saying like, I don't want to kiss, whatever. It was totally my choice, and he did not make me kiss him, if that's what you're thinking. Whenever you start feeling like your body is preparing for sex, that's the boundary. You stop there. You should know that for yourself. I think before you decide to go into a dating relationship, not to be legalistic or anything, I think it's just important to search your heart for why you need to do that before you get married. And that's if you know, I hate talking about this because it's like, I'm talking to an audience and some of you aren't believers and some of you are. And so it's hard to cater your message if you have a split audience. So, you know what? Yeah, let's leave it at that. Honestly, I don't want to mislead anybody, and I don't want to hurt or like misinform anybody at all. That's not my job, you know? I hope you enjoyed watching me do my really simple, really easy makeup routine. I know that's been asked for a very long time. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's like post notifications that you can put on if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video so you don't miss anything. I'm really excited for this year as far as YouTube goes. Really looking forward to the next videos coming within this next month or two, so stay tuned for that. Bye guys.